YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha, back in the building for another Last Cloudia news and information video. One I'm extremely excited to do because we do have some co-hosts, a little pre-Power Creep podcast. We got my man Tweacz.
Fellas, what's up?
And Deimos the Demented Panda.
Oh, hi.
In the building. Hopefully y'all can hear them well, as well as myself. As you guys can see, we are recording this live. The live stream is going on for the 3-year anniversary news, as well as the 5,000 subscriber celebration that has been nothing short of epic for your boy Buddha. I mean,
you had a great stream, dude.
Thank you. I'm glad you were a part of it. And we got to review some information that was dropped on us, right? We have Shift Roland in the building, everybody.
Well, so many people called that, and for good reason. Like, we all expected it, and I'm glad they actually saved it for the Annie unit because he doesn't look to disappoint.
I don't think so. There was definite discussion since the JP live stream spoilers and JP translations came out. Of people voicing their opinions on Shift Roland. Before we get into the details, spoiler alert, like, he is a single-wheeled unit. At least that's how they are nudging us, right? They're nudging us in that direction. But to be honest, single-wielding units, especially meta versions, they're not what they used to be. I feel like they have come a very long way, and a lot of what I've seen in Roland's kit is looking quite intriguing, to say the least.
So, one thing about him is that I think for certain scenarios, and again, what we see nowadays is a lot of side creep, and while he's going to be very good, I mean, just in general, a current physical DPS that's released that also has super armor and super mitigated damage whenever they're using skills, like, that's already going to be really good. For almost every area of the game, so like I'm excited to see what he's about.
Exactly. I told a couple people Shift Lance Veil was the unit that basically converted me, because that's exactly what he introduced was single wielding super armor. Yeah,
and that's what you need if you're gonna want a unit to have a little bit longer of skills. Yeah, they need super armor.
We got his S1 being 6 hits, his S2 being 12 hits, and his S3 being the most intriguing skill in my opinion.
Yep, 18 hits, pretty nice.
Hits looked like it was covering a lot of the screen, but got long range. But I don't want to get it too ahead of myself because we also had that same feeling with Demon Lord Rimuru, who didn't quite meet that initial expectation, so I don't want to get ahead of myself with that.
Yeah, and we'll go over what they are because his skills are actually very similar to his OG form. Like in how they interact with the battlefield. So we're gonna see a lot of consistencies with that, which is I think is kind of cool. But you want to get into his traits real quick? Go ahead.
Let's get into the traits. So to start out, we have his trait 1 Air of Adel. Spoiler alerts, kind of everyone who is into the lore like that. But when using a skill, damage taken minus 50% and can't be interrupted by most attacks.
So good.
So good. Already. And that's exactly what his OG form already had. So very nice to see it carried over into his shift form.
The thing about that is it's not only what we call super armor, right? So the super armor that we call it is basically like hyper armor. Like, you can't get flinched out of attacks when you're doing that. But it's also minus 50% all incoming damage.
Nuts.
It's crazy. I mean, yes, we've already seen this on base Roland, but that's different than most other, if not all other super armors, in which case he literally takes half damage.
And that's a great way to think about it, because I've always kind of separated them mentally, but they are combined. When he is not getting flinched, he is taking 50% less damage. So it is literally, as you said, hyper armor. It's above super armor, for sure. Then we get into when only weapon equipped is 1 sword, chance to boost skill hit count based on number of living allies other than the unit. When max allies 3 are alive. Skill 1 is plus 3 hits, skill 2 plus 6 hits, and skill 3 plus 9 hits. This has my ears perked up.
I will mention this is incredible, right? So turning an 18 hit skill S3 into 27 hits, turning a 12 skill S2 into 16, and a 6 into 9 for S1. What it does say there though is chance. Okay,
I noticed
not
that
guaranteed.
As well. I noticed
so
that as well.
We don't know the chance yet. I don't know the chance yet. I'm assuming we'll figure that out. Of course, if it's 50%, that's nuts. If it's even like 25%, that's nuts. We'll have to see whatever that comes out to, but it's obviously not a guaranteed thing. So you're gonna have to take that into account. Like, don't just think, oh my god, it's S3, it's 27 hits, that's crazy. Like, no, it's not. Doesn't actually come out to that. But if you get lucky, it could be.
Exactly. We'll obviously have to see the data mined info and the percentage chance. And what's funny is that if you go like, dive into Reddit posts, I had posted a very long time ago, I think it was a comment on a certain Reddit post, that one of the things that I personally felt they would have to do to catch single wheeled up with dual wheeled was add something crazy like, 2 extra attacks that are 150% of damage. Something ridiculous, right? Like out of the realm of possibility. However, this makes me feel like there's a step in that direction, which I like. So, moving on to number 2. Heroic Lord. Light damage plus 30%. Damage cap plus 8,000. When in trance, boost skill damage and damage cap. Effect changes based on the amount of MP used when activating trance. At max MP 500 or more, use damage plus 150% and damage cap plus 30,000. I'm not going to lie.
Super interesting. And this is where I think where he goes into, because we'll talk about what trance is in a second.
Okay, because I'm not entirely sure.
When in trance is an interesting little niche thing to his kit. By the way, Buddha, if you don't mind for a second, I have multiple people in chat saying we are a little loud, or at least I am.
You are loud.
The first part, though, light damage plus 30%, damage cap plus 8,000. Notably, that's all light damage. So that's going to affect physicals, specials, as well as arc skills. I mean, magic as well, of course. Things like that I personally enjoy. Things like El'Dravahna having damage cap boost. That wasn't available on his OG form because it was only skills and magic, I believe. Or skills and special, one of the two. This is all damage. So I really, really like that. But the trance thing, and we'll get into his kit, but just remember that when he's in trance, it boosts the skill damage and damage cap. So the effect changes based on the amount of MP used when activating trance at max MP. So if 500 MP is used when activating trance, anything any skills that are used after that, while it's activated, are going to have plus 150% damage and 30,000 damage cap on all of the hits. So while that sounds ridiculous, on plus 30,000 damage cap, it is a bit niche, so we'll go over that in a sec.
I'm honestly in a state where I'm not understanding perfectly. So
I know.
I'm glad
I'll try to explain it to you, don't worry.
And we get into the abilities. So we have skill 1, Shining Delta, which we saw was 6 hits. Forward dash to close in for a medium area light combo attack. Damage cap plus 2,500. Take it. Skill 2 is Star Geyser. Instantly close the gap for a medium area light combo attack that launches enemies into the air. I mean, I'm a fan of gap closers for our close range PDPS. And skill 3, Soul Quasar?
Who knows, man?
Haven't seen that one. Wide area long range light combo attack around target. Give defense plus 20% buff to allies in a wide area around the unit. Interesting. Okay.
So what's interesting about these is that if you remember watching his traits, and like I mentioned before, they're kind of similar to his OG form skills, right? So his first S1 was like a kind of like a dash, sort of, and they're saying this as well, a forward dash and hits with the sword. His skill 2 was the warper, or the gap closer, for non-line of sight anywhere on the map. And his skill 3 was the long range thing. Yet to see his skill 3, because I believe that was in his OG form line of sight locked. So we'll see if this is non-line of sight, but it also does give a nice little defensive buff, which is sick.
Yeah.
Probably a generic buff, but
We'll
any
see.
buff is good. That just automatically happens. I don't mind.
Definitely.
So there is something special about his ult, though. Not the bottom part, but the top part is something we don't see all the time.
Interesting, powerful, special, glorious finale. And backtracking, his S3, I guess, is Quasar, is how everyone is telling me how to pronounce
Fair
that.
enough.
His special is Glorious Finale. Powerful light combo attack to all enemies. So
Yay,
I was
AoE.
mistaken. And we get into the skill board. This giant 5K is covering a lot of that, so I do apologize, but hopefully you can follow along. It's definitely worth, I think. So we got Heroic Lord, Lord's Charisma. All allies special damage plus 20% and damage cap plus 2,000. Special damage taken minus 20%. That's the damage cap. That's just special.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He is like him, and I mean we'll talk about in the UR is specifically are like kind of special enablers for extra damage. So not that he is going to be like the best specialer in the game, but his party, damn right, he's gonna have some nice little stuff. And this is the first time we've seen a special only charisma. We've seen physical only, magic only. We've also seen certain attribute only ones. This is just generic special only. So I think it's just a nice addition to to round out the unit pool that we have for like charismas that enable certain mechanics.
And then his next skill, Trance. We get some clarification here. Only usable when only one sword is equipped.
Right. So single wield only.
Yes. And sword locked.
Correct.
Use all MP to temporarily enter the trance state. Max skill stocks for all skills becomes 1.
Right.
Whoa.
So here's where it gets interesting. When you use trance, which I'm assuming is one maybe 10, 20, 40 second buff, who knows? Yet to be tested. All of your MP gets used, and all your skill stocks, max skill stocks, become 1. I don't know if that gives you a skill stock. I think it only becomes 1 max. So if you're at like 4, 3, and 3, it'll just become 1, 1, and 1. Can you span back to the actual trait?
Sure.
So what this says here is that when trance is used, you're going to have, it's going to use all of your MP, what it says in trance. So if you have at least 500 MP and that gets yeeted, your next, however long this buff is active, you're going to have 150% skill damage additional, as well as 30,000 damage cap. Now the issue with this is that you only have 1 stock of each. But if you have things that replenish skill stocks, this is where it becomes useful. I'm not sure if it's going to, like, let's say you drop it down to 1 each, and of course, I'm going to mention Honey Elixir, Wonders Apple Pie, getting everyone at least 1 skill stock or getting him at least 1 skill stock, and then if he uses it, you can use another spell to get him it back. Sure. I don't know if Council of 10 used after that is going to increase it to 2, or if it's like a hard cap at 1. But if you are able to use Trance and then use Council of 10, which would synergize because he is the leader of the Council of 10, right?
Right.
To dump into his own skill stock at +1, getting 2 stocks of all of his skills with an extra 30,000 damage cap, I think is absurd. We're going to have to see how that tests out, but I think that's a really interesting synergy that they're going to put out for this.
I would be very happy if that was the case.
Because I know you level 10 Dark Skilled your Council of 10, right? Or level 9 at least?
I yeeted it to level 10, yes.
Beautiful. Lovely.
I did. So if that is the case, I'm going to be a very happy Buddha. So we'll definitely get that tested for the podcast. Next is Archbeing's Blessing. When taking lethal damage, use 50 MP to survive and greatly recover HP 2 times per wave.
Essentially shift Gorm for himself twice. That's like actually awesome.
Cow.
Just a double Indomitable Spirit with no like skill boost twice.
As long as you have the MP.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And you should in most scenarios, unless you use Trance and yeet it all. Which
exactly.
I mean, Trance seems like
it's a castable.
It's a castable thing. It's more like a physical DPS in the moment. I'm gonna burst.
Yeah.
not necessarily like I'm just going to use it and sit there and let my HP MP be at 0 and die. But no, you should have this available when you need it.
Wow. Next is Royal Feast. Battle end, fully restore all skills, SCT, and greatly recover HP. Good God in heaven, man.
You'd love to see it.
Oh
Similar to X-Bet's, like Christmas Feast or whatever, Santa's Feast, Yule Feast. Yeah, love to see it. More healing and then free Pirates Feast. Dope.
Ridiculous. Extra attack shield. Damage taken from extra attacks and the second hit of dual wield type skills minus 30%.
That's a thick boy right there. That's straight up arena right there. We don't see extra attacks in PvE at all, as well as, people using dual wield.
Light synchronize. When the summoning stone Loug Zeus is set, light damage 30% and damage cap for light plus 3,000. So the second summoning stone boost that we've seen innate in a character so far.
I think that's dope. I love that they're adding more of these. I wish they had been adding more of them, but this is the second one since Shift Eliza. If you have the Loug Zeus summon set to your party, which that one does take a little bit of effort to get right, and a little bit of RNG based on the arcs you have. So I don't love that it's kind of barred behind RNG, but you do get an extra 3,000 damage, light damage cap, total damage cap, mind you, not just skills or specials. It's all light damage.
Yeah.
Boosting El'Dravahna even more. Hell yeah.
I talked about that in the Logia showcase today. How with like your Terror Melts and even Melee Mare itself, you have to pay attention to the conditional or the wording before you see the actual damage cap raise. So
yeah, man.
Very cool to see. Chivalrous Mindset 2 sword. So sword and armor equipped, sword strength and armor defense plus 100%. So even after they kind of updated this skill, they're already giving us the better version of it.
It's a better version, and it stacks with the original. So
holy
what do you want to do?
That was something I mentioned, and honestly, I was interested to see your thoughts. Like this is a skill that's only going to age better. Because we're going to continue to get equipment with better stats, right? That's only natural.
We have Godforged equipment that has 400 plus strength already, especially swords. Like, whew.
Yeah.
Armors that have 350 armor or for defense. Crazy.
And for it to come innately,
come innately, free. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you and I both know, and many other veterans in the community know, stats don't always matter. But when it's free boost to the stats, for quite large boosts that get applied before the actual stat ups, that's huge. That's why one of the better equipments in the game for, stat flexing and whatever, is that Pergaspear, because it's applied before, especially for people like Sheeta. Oh, yeah. Really, really nice to see. Just for free.
For free. Yeah. Then we have Heroism up 3. Just a new up skill, but then we're getting number 3 out of the gate.
Just no big deal.
No big deal.
Just all 3 of those plus 10%.
Just all of them 10%. Because we can't fit all of them as individuals, so let's just give you a new skill.
What's actually really funny here is that I think we've seen with Melee as well, and Granadas specifically, we're missing what we used to get on these units is like a bunch of different single ups, right? Attack up max, defense up max, stuff like that. We're not seeing any of those. It's like we're seeing just the combination ones, and then if you have the ability to, you can just add the other ones later if you feel like it, which is, I think, a nice little template.
And then we have Doppelhander Boost 2.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just wait, dude. Just wait.
Let's just ridiculous. Boost it up. When only one weapon equipped is one sword, physical attack and special damage 20% and damage cap plus 6,000. So what were we gonna say?
What's interesting here is that it doesn't just say Doppelhander 2. It says Doppelhander Boost 2.
Oh. Right.
So the other one doesn't say Doppelhander Boost.
No.
So it's interesting that these aren't really the same thing, right? So Doppelhander Boost affects both special and physical attacks. Doppelhander is only physical. So that 20% damage is physical and special. Damage cap plus 6,000 is physical and special.
We're just jumping the gun all over
They're
the
just
place.
boosting the shit out of it.
Just
Yeah.
boosting this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have armor HP +2.
It's no big deal. It's the flat armor equipped. You're using single wielded and good for you. Here's another 15% HP.
Yeah, why not?
Like, what? Oh, this is interesting here. This is where I think you are. I need to explain a little bit for the next one.
Yeah. So God Buster. Give physical attack special encounter an anti-god type effect.
Okay.
What
So,
are we? What
reel
are
it in.
What is what the?
So,
What
the
they-
new terminology here is, from what I understand, give physical attacks / special encounter an anti-god type effect. This refers to God Slayer type effects. So this essentially enables your Slayer. For physical attack Slayer, special Slayer, counter Slayer, essentially, for gods. This is going to be their new way of saying that it has that boosted things that stack with special boost. Godbuster essentially is God Slayer for physical, specials, and counter. That's all it is. So this is a new thing we're going to have to get used to. Notably, it doesn't say magic or or skills or whatever, but pretty interesting. And I think they kind of glossed that over in the actual. I don't even know if it's in the maintenance notes that I saw, but they didn't really mention it. I think this is just going to be their new way of saying this is a Slayer. Anti-god type effect is saying that all of this stuff is God Slayer essentially.
Yeah, that would have been nice if they mentioned that. If they're revamping the wording.
I'm still sad that I didn't use brutal damage, but whatever.
Yeah, me too. But this is what we got. Very interesting. Okay, then for skills that we already know, we have Stardust Heal, we have God Heal, Resolve up 4, Guard Charge X Guard, Royal Armor, Divinity Shield. Those are very tanky skills that we're getting on this guy. Auto Haste, Auto Protection, Pride 2, just Doppelhander, Favored Sword innately, Sword Mega Boost innately,
No big deal.
Armor Mega Boost, Light Attack Raise 2 and 3,
and
Holy Enhance. What am I looking at here, dude?
Dude.
What am I looking at here?
So Soldier Mastery itself, and I think that's is that Night Slayer? Hold on a second.
I believe so.
Soldier or it might be Sniper Slayer. Hold on.
You tell
Soldier
me.
Mastery is to sniper type enemies, so
Okay.
this is essentially Sniper Slayer as well.
So he has God Buster as well as Sniper Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Goddess Kiss, because why not?
For free.
For free. Sacred Guardian is healing. It's the one that
50% cast
Ruto
speed.
has.
Yeah. Ruto and Sarah both have that. Nuts. I think Simonalina does too, but yeah. 50% cast speed. Bunch of healing power.
And Cloak of Majesty, which is reduced critical something, right?
It reduces the damage taken from non-boss enemies.
Oh,
Yes.
Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure
That's
it.
correct.
All right.
thank you,
Thanks,
Panda.
man.
Just hanging in the back.
But yeah, a bunch of healing, some guard package, some extra, defensive, sustainability, survivability stuff, as well as some crazy boost to his actual light damage and single wield. Just a pretty nutty kit. I'm very excited to see how he handles in game. But yeah, nasty. Lot of light damage cap for his special specifically, being 46 hits, 47 hits. He essentially gets 8, 10, 19, 21 extra, 31,000 damage cap. And he's going to be doing in the millions of damage caps for his special, at least probably 1.5. And then physical damage caps is I think I had it at 46 innate with chance to get boosted, and even higher if you can optimize that and use trance. His damage multipliers specifically are very strong.
His damage multipliers, he has very essential things for just healing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got tankiness. What are we looking at?
Looking at a really solid unit.
Mm-hmm.
One that provides both a really strong DPS support, strong specials for the team, as well as just disgusting mitigation himself. And there's a lot of ways you could build him too. You can build him as a DPS, as a healer, as a tank. And, you know, even if you double, triple, quadruple dipped into a bunch of different ways to build him, he's going to be probably pretty solid at all of them at the same time. So that's really interesting. He's like a fully fleshed out unit in almost all content, which is solid. Here's a really solid unit.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, on that note, shall we move to the Arc?
Absolutely. Arc is super interesting. But you've been moving yourself around. It's so funny.
I'm flipping all over. You are Archbeing El'Dravahna. The dragon has taken a godly form. Strength plus 10%, whatever. Each wave gradually boosts that strength up to 50%, which
probably the same as before. It takes 180 seconds to reach that 50% strength or, you know, physical damage that we had with the El'Dravahna. Similar.
Okay. Battle start. Get a basic status ailment resistance plus 2 buff.
So friggin' stupid.
So just here's nil on top of everything.
Here's plus 2 nil to everything. Just, I mean, for people that have been facing melee in arena or like V in arena, and you're just like, oh, I can't. That damn auto annul the mouth, or like fast annul the mouth is screwing me. I'm getting stunned. Dude, this gives plus 2 to all ailments. Just straight up off the bat. I don't know how long it's going to take. You know, it could take 10, 20, 40 seconds. We don't know how long the buff is, but that's nuts.
And when equipped with only one weapon, skill and special damage cap plus 6,000. Not quite the damage cap I'd expect for a one weapon emphasis.
No, but essentially you're looking at it's skill and special. Keep in mind, skill and special. So it's not just your physical damage, but it's essentially the same 4 skills as you would a normal UR arc with dual wield. So normal UR arcs are 3,000 in general, and then you're looking at double that for 6,000. But it's also special, which is sweet. More special cap. Notably, that's not just him like light cap. That's all specials. So that surpasses your original El'Dravahna special cap as well.
Then we have the Arc skill. Very powerful light attack on all enemies. Damage cap plus 1,000,000.
Dude, we haven't seen the Arc skill, right? So
No.
that's the number that people are like, oh my god, damage cap plus 1,000,000. We're assuming, and probably a strong assumption, that it's only one hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Really hoping it's 100, just like the first one.
Can you imagine? Yo, that would be hilarious. But yeah, assumedly one hit. I would be extremely surprised if it was even 2. Like, no way. I think there's only our arc skills in general only deal, even at max level, about 1,000,000 damage, if not a little more. So this would be on par of just being a one hit skill.
Yeah. And remember,
notably, that's at this says a max arc skill level. I think you're about to say that.
I was. And then the other attribute is Archevangelist on all allies.
I'm so excited for that.
Special damage plus 50% and cap plus 10,000. That cap is special.
Disgusting.
As well.
Special only.
However,
so here's where it works is arc skill level 10 only. So keep in mind where that's important and where that's, you know, you're gonna get that is going to be on units that have extremely strong or large hitting specials. Where is that gonna come into play? So we have units such as Shift Alice has a 72 hit true dual wield special. That's literally itself using the arc skill at level 10, sure. Using the arc skill is going to give her a buff that gives her an extra 10,000 damage cap on every single one of her hits. Now, we're looking at people like Levi with, how much is this special? Like 64, 68, somewhere around there. True dual wield special, AoE special that gets an extra 10,000 damage cap on everything. As well as Loug Zeus with an 88 hit special AoE. That's an extra 880,000 damage just flat out for using this arc skill level 10. Again, arc skill level 10, super, you know, hard to get. UR dusts are extremely hard to get, and, you know, just take a lot of Crimson Ore or, you know, grinding arena, time trials, all that kind of stuff. So not many people are going to get this. But keep that in mind if you're ever catching up UR dust. This is like the kind of stuff you save for. You save your UR dust for the things that are going to be useful. I hope we do get a UR dust in the shop. We usually get one during Annie, right? I hope there's one in the trade shop.
Shall we move on to the learnables?
Yeah, sure.
So we have Special Shield 2. Special damage from enemies minus 30%. I was thinking about this because special damage hasn't been super prevalent until recently. I would say.
Right. And I think coming up for places that may have extremely strong hitting specials against your party, we might be able to see some use of this. I mean, we don't really have special shield or anything, right? We've seen special shield on Ruto, I think it is. Maybe a couple others. I don't really remember, but we haven't had a teachable, or have we? Oh, it's on the Ganon arc. We have special shield. So now that we have special shield 2 on the UR, so that's nice. But then we get also these next 2 skills. Like, the next all skills on the entire UR is ridiculous.
It really is. I mean, these 2 teachables alone make this,
bro, ridiculous.
Ridiculous value.
Light Mega Drive though. Just light Mega Drive.
Just light Mega Drive. It's our first Mega Drive teachable. Yes.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Like physical attack damage and special damage 30%, and then cap 2,000.
Physical and special. Physical and special. Keep that in mind. And it's learnable for an extra cap. Crazy.
For your light attackers, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then favored sword, which they need to change the name because it's not restricted.
A favored
to a
weapon
sword.
would be more appropriate, but I mean, yeah. So favorite sword is applicable to all weapons as long as there's only one weapon equipped, not just swords.
Exactly. And with that, you get 30% physical damage and 10,000 physical cap. So
Single wield only, yes, but it is very potent.
Very potent.
Just extremely strong. We'll have to see how many SC. You're right. People are saying how many SC. I could see up to 14 for sure, same as dual wield. I could see 12 to 15 somewhere around there. I don't know what you think, Buddha.
No, I think that's the same. There's no way it's going to be
9.
No
way.
Yeah, hell, not under 10. No
it's literally
way.
doppelganger on steroids, and so there's no way.
Exactly. And sword boost, guard charge, and armor high boost as the other teachables. So
which are extremely strong teachables anyways. Sword boost is great. Guard charge is something we've only seen on one arc before, and armor high boost is just straight up into Roland's kit itself. So he doesn't even. I don't think he even gets that.
No, it's the add-on for him.
Yep, for sure.
Nutty
Hello?
teachables, y'all. That sounds better.
The other thing was favorite sword is 14 SC. We know this because it was old.
Okay.
It was data mined from way back when.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, with
That it's
Bayland.
It's equal to
when
dual
we
wield. That
used
makes
to
a
have-
lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
unless they've changed it, then it should still be 14.
It's the single wield, dual wield on
Nice.
a very limited UR arc, so the free-to-play players are gonna be so happy. Anyway,
Yeah, this is really nice luxury. This is an extremely good arc in the fact that both its traits, its skills, its learnable skills are actually nutty. Its usability in almost all content, especially being PvE and PvP related, extremely strong. AER too.
let's look at the
Go ahead,
AR.
Bruno.
Yeah, it is Archbeings or Archbeings.
Edicthelm.
Edicthelm.
Archbeings.
It's an accessory, 7 stars. Trait, physical light attack damage plus 10%. I'm a fan already. Nullify strength and defense debuffs from active skills. Excludes
Right.
some
So-
debuffs.
What we're not looking at is those again debuffs, beautiful songstress debuffs that happen automatically at the beginning of battle. Those are not active skills. From people that are going to force, let's say Loug Zeus S2 forces strength down on your unit, that cannot be affected. That will not happen. But yeah, just a clarification.
And MP 50. I like
Strong.
that.
He needs MP anyways.
Yeah. Strength 89 and defense 67 sound just fine for an
Those are
accessory.
extremely strong in itself for one item. Like what?
Yeah, for an accessory, absolutely. And you're getting blind and silence resist. Why not? Why not?
Good. Nothing crazy. I don't
Nothing
think
crazy.
so. It's if it was light attack damage overall plus 10%, I think it would be a lot more useful.
I just
I
saw
don't know about the active skills from debuff strength to defense debuffs. How often those will be effective. I remember. I'm thinking to myself, Kraken maybe that debuff, that defense debuff that he gives all the time off his ult. Maybe that will be able to be nullified. Who knows?
Yeah, but solid. Yeah,
It is
now
solid.
that it's I see physical light attack.
And it's an accessory. So
It is.
89 strength, 67 defense, and 50 MP on an accessory alone with 2 different resists. That's good.
For sure. In terms of the new unit, new arc information, y'all.
How do you feel about him? Are you excited?
Oh, dude, I'm sending it, bro.
I know he was one of your Ramondos very early on. So
here's the thing. I am a sucker for super armor, y'all.
Dude, and his super armor is super armor on steroids.
Yeah,
so like
this man is hyper armor, just like his OG form. I was a huge fan of his 5-star buff for his OG form. I'm a huge fan of his shift form. We gotta test this guy out. There's so much in his kit that's just like so hard to try and think about.
that trance
how it's
looks
gonna
super
be.
interesting.
Trance looks super interesting. The extra hits look super interesting to me. Just so much I want to see what it looks like in game. This is a character that I'm ready to send it on. We saved up 90,000 crystals, which we don't even need anymore. Because
You don't even need it, bro.
Pity was dropped.
I'm gonna go with confidence, say you're not gonna need it anyways, but
Hey,
pretty nice.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood. I'm going to do that right now. But yeah, we now have Unit
Gotcha.
Pity at technically 75,000 crystals, and UR Arc Pity at 120. A ton of great news for this 3rd anniversary, man. I can't complain.
I cannot wait for you guys to get Roland and to have all of us go into a multiplayer battle and everyone trance on the final wave, use S3s, use S2s, use S1s.
And hopefully
probably
Council of
me
10.
using a Council of 10 arc skill, everyone gets a stock back and we
right.
just do it again.
That's right, because that's right.
Like, what the?
There will be
The
some
amount
fun
of damage
testing
output
videos.
in 2 seconds.
Yeah. There will be some very fun testing videos coming,
Yeah.
y'all. Thank y'all for being part of it. Thank you to my co-hosts, as always, who very excited to get into the showcases and the nitty-gritty details in the Power Creep podcast, which will be coming, I guess, the 15th. Definitely will set up for that. That's all we got for you this time, guys. Like, subscribe, hit those bell noties if you're new. If you're hyped for the 3-year anniversary, y'all already know what to do. And, like we always say, work hard, play hard. See you in the next video.